Okay, we're here to make a Q&A video, but I'm nervous because I don't normally make videos with people, but here's my boyfriend.
Hi, my name is Phil. Yeah, Annie and I have been together for coming up on a year, really soon. You know, I think the funny thing is about everybody's questions is that they equal the number 28, which is my favorite number because it's my birthday, and we actually see it everywhere. There are exactly 28 questions in here. So the question from It's Kev's World, he asks, what's the story of how you two became partners? Where did we first see each other for the first time?
At where I work. That's where we met, really. You just came in as a customer, and I served you beer and food, not thinking anything of anything, ever.
This is not beer, by the way. This is an extremely healthy drink in a very, very large glass.
That would be nasty beer. That's science beer. That's like gross.
You know, I walked into where you work and I saw your brother, actually, and he was behind the bar. You were off to the side and, hey Jeff, how's it going? And he was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, so this is Annie, my sister, and I took one look at her and I was like, holy shit, she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I realized that like they had different last names. So I was like, oh, she must be taken. Damn it.
I did the same thing. Because we were both in very unhappy relationships.
Yes. Something just happened. The stars just aligned. I think the most important thing is that like we became good friends first, and I just kind of figured like, well, I mean, she would be a wonderful person to be with, but she is currently married. I was currently married at that time, and I just kind of gave up. And I just said, well, let's just be friends. Let's just be cool with each other. You know, let's hang out. Let's have fun. And really, like, we did a lot of things all together when it came to, you know, where Annie works with her brother and her previous husband. I mean, honestly, I spent a lot of time with her previous husband. He was just my friend. To be completely honest, the more I found out about, and please forgive me because I feel pretty passionately about this. The more that I found out about him and his behavior and how he treated Annie, I couldn't call him my friend anymore. Like Annie just said, you know what, I can't be with this guy anymore. And I looked at my unhappy marriage and I said, I can't be with her anymore. We just naturally gravitated towards each other.
We left our previous partners not for each other either.
We left because we were unhappy.
Yep.
Look at her. I mean, how would someone so wonderful like want to be with a chump like me? And the more that I've said stuff like that, she's reassured me that like I'm not the loser that I think I am. And over the course of a year, we've talked so much and been honest with each other so much, just about everything, and we've processed our previous relationships, and we've enjoyed each other's company. We laugh so much now. I mean, there's a lot more. There's a lot more detail that comes with that story, but
happy. Like, I was so unhappy for so long, and I just thought, oh, this is just my life, and soulmates are for movies and books. That's not real. True love isn't real. And then I just was getting more and more unhappy the last couple years before I broke it off. It was like so unhappy where I was like, I can't just get a divorce because all my family would hate me. Yeah. Because of religious reasons. It was just getting worse and worse and worse. And I thought, you know, I'll just be free when I'm dead. And as soon as like that thought popped in my head, I was like, no, that's not okay. That's not normal. When I broke it off, I told him and I told everybody, I was like, I'm better off just being alone. Like, I would rather be alone than stay in this unhappy marriage that was just wasn't right. So I felt as if I was checked out for like the last 2 years, just because everything was just getting worse and worse, and I just hid into myself and just did a lot of things alone. And I was at work all the time, because I didn't want to be home.
Me too.
You know, I've been accused of having an emotional affair, which never happened.
Yeah.
Ever. But it's like, that's the excuse. It's like...
It's so ridiculous.
You know, I couldn't just leave because I was unhappy. I had to have left because of somebody else.
Right.
But I had left just going, you know what? I'm unhappy and I'm better off being alone, and I didn't leave even it's like I didn't know any feelings anyone had towards me. Like I didn't know you had feelings, or you know, I mean, I kind of had feelings because I was already checked out. And so I mean, everyone has their own version or definition of cheating, and I just don't. It didn't happen. It's not like we texted each other, I have feelings for you and I really like you. Like none of that happened. It was all friendship.
We were able to connect with each other on like a deeper spiritual level than, I mean, I connect with her better than anybody in my entire life. I know that there was nothing romantic at that time. I had feelings, but I didn't share them with her. I mean, like it wasn't, it's like, to me, the way I think about it is, sometimes you have some kind of crazy thoughts, but you don't act on them. Like the difference between being sane and insane is like the sane people still have crazy thoughts, we just don't do anything about them. All that aside, I just couldn't be happier. I tell Annie every day how much I'm in love with her, how beautiful she is, how wonderful a person she is. She's just brilliant. I think it might lead into another question. I believe somebody, let me get back into, why does YouTube on my phone like love to kick me back out and make me start everything all over again? But forgive me, Loopy Fruit K. Oh, Loopy Fruit K. So it's supposed to be like Fruity Loops, but Loopy Fruit K asks, is it hard getting adjusted to a partner who has kids? Also, do you still have bearded dragon? So the first part, is it hard? I mean, I'll let you obviously handle this one. Is it hard getting adjusted to a partner who has kids?
It's actually been super easy, like, because I love them a lot. And because we hung out a lot before, and I got to know them before, and they knew me before, just when we were just friends. And just gradually hanging out, and I mean, we just are goofy, and we laugh all the time, and I don't know, it just came naturally and easy for me. And my kids love her to pieces. They love giving her hugs. They confide in her, they talk, and another thing that I really appreciate and admire about Annie is that she kind of steps into a mom role very easily. Last weekend, we took the kids out into the yard and just did some basic cleanup. The thing I love most about Annie is the way that she has the ability to say, okay guys, we're gonna go do this chore now. And the kids come back and they go, well, you know, it's good for us to do chores, not even for a reward, right? Just because it's the right thing to do. Just because it's the right thing to do. And we make it fun too. Yeah. Like, it'd probably be worse if we're just like, okay, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do it because I said so. It was just more like, hey, let's pull some weeds together. Like, I think it's important that I do it with them, because then they're not just like, oh, she just puts me to work and just goes and sits and drinks tea. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's the most important thing about leadership. So it's like I'm there on the ground with them, pulling weeds and then playing and making jokes, and it just makes it more fun. So it makes helping out fun. And then you feel good because you did something good. I still have Dragon. I don't post much about him, really. I used to post about him online all the time, but I still have him, and he still judges you every time. And then he poops, and then he just looks at you. And his shits are so gross. There's 2 in there right now, and I can't clean it. They're just this big wad. I mean, imagine this. That's what it. And then just like some white on the top, and it's just. And it stinks. It's awful. It's the nastiest shit. But at least he's been doing it a lot more now because I've been feeding him a lot more. That's why. Yeah. But I mean, he's so proud of it too. He'll shit, and then he'll just like get up on top of his log and like stick his head up like this, just like, and he just check out what I did. Yeah. And he's like, "Are you gonna clean that, bitch?"
Let's see. We can... Oh, how about this from RL Brown? Are you going to have dreads again? And are you guys going to do any scary story or exploring videos? So what about the dreads? Would you ever do that again?
It was funny. I had a dream the other day, 2 nights ago, that I got dreadlocks again. But it was because I just quit combing my hair. And then in it, I'm just like, I don't really want dreads anymore. But oh, it's going to take forever to comb them out. And sometimes I miss them, but I really like my hair now. So I don't know if I'd do it again. I've thought about it, but it's just so much work. It's so much work to have like nice, clean dreadlocks.
The other part of that question was, are you guys going to do any scary story or exploring videos? Half, I would love to do exploring videos, but I think somebody else asked a question here about kind of paranormal things or scary story things.
Well, I used to tell scary stories on here all the time. I guess it would just depend on if we have something creepy to talk about.
Show Laugh, I guess, asks, have you had any paranormal experiences since those at work? Do they still happen, and has he ever had one? So meaning me. So I to be honest, I don't think that I could tell any paranormal stories or scary story type things because I haven't actually experienced any paranormal experiences myself like that, but I'm open to it. And I've always told Annie, hey, look, if there's some haunted house someplace and everybody's too scared, there's a bunch of paranormal activity happening in this place, I'll be the first to be in line to spend all night long there and experience whatever. If anybody dares me to do anything, I accept that challenge. But it just hasn't, I mean, I'll let Annie talk about them all day long and I'm super interested in it. We were just watching Paranormal Activity before we made this video. I'm down with it. It's just that it hasn't happened to me.
I mean, the closest thing, but it could just be chalked up to like, I don't know, an explanation. But like when we were at the other house and before we moved here and that picture fell in the hallway. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then like the LED lights kept turning on and off all the time. They don't do that here. I don't know. The other house where my mom's still at, my mom's house, a lot of stuff happened there before. I mean, I talked about it on here before. When I had Kristen, like she experienced a lot and we had a paranormal investigation there, you know, but I mean, really nothing happened much after that. And since my work, I don't really I haven't experienced anything there since, and I haven't really experienced anything really anywhere since. So it's like, it's almost like I had a big hype of Paranormal Activity and then now it's just kind of like, meh. I
like spooky stuff and we like playing spooky video games.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it especially when it's spooky and has a science fiction type of element to it, especially Alien Isolation.
Yeah, we were playing that.
Yeah, if anybody has Twitch, we should Twitch more. We should like broadcast that shit, because you know what's really great is making Annie a nice little drink, pouring a little bit of, you know, cock and bowl and some vodka, and then you know, handing that to her and then giving her a controller and letting her play Alien Isolation.
It's the only way I can play it.
The screaming that...
Well, and then I end up sideways and the controller's like this and one foot's
up.
Yeah,
the leg is up in the air.
And I'm just
so
yelling.
Great. I love it. I just love watching her. I've got this video where she was like, I'll see if I can put it together. Actually, you know what? I have my own YouTube channel. I don't do anything with it. You can look me up if you want, but like I made one video forever ago, like 10 years ago, and like, I mean, I don't, but maybe I should change that. Maybe I should make more videos, because there's this one I need to splice. I just took Annie just playing games and she's just like, oh no, goddamn, no, get away. Like the screaming that happens is so funny. I love it. So all that aside, taking a kind of a left turn, this other question from The Thunder. The Thunder asks, who wears the pants?
Who wears the pants?
This could be taken figuratively or literally. We both wear pants and Annie does have skirts. Neither one of us. neither one of us
it's like who wears the pants in the relationship.
Right, like who takes charge, who's the one who...
both kind of take charge, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we both have jobs, we make money, and we split things evenly and contribute in our own way.
I don't believe in the whole traditional American Fred Flintstone walking in the front door, Wilma, what's for dinner, you know? Or like Peter Griffin going, Lois, would you hand me another beer? Like it's I don't believe in that. I don't believe in, you know, the woman of the house being barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, you know, making food for her man or whatever. I don't dig that. That's not, I don't like the male like domination of women. I think that's wrong. I think relationships should be a partnership. You know what I really love is cooking for Annie. I love cooking for her. I love grilling meat. I love making healthy stuff. This lady right here keeps me alive. She gives me like the best food that's like really healthy and really good for us. Our vitamins every day. Greens. Colin Hughes.
Yay, Colin.
Says, okay, your hair is looking beautiful here. Is there anywhere in the Midwest you've always wanted to visit or see, other than me, of course? So excited for more YouTube content. Love you. Where's Colin from?
Oh.
Colin, where are you from? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh shoot! Is
this the Colin that like watches us on Twitch and stuff?
He's
Colin is
watched
rad.
Our Twitch since like day one when Jeff and I would live stream.
Colin, I want to be friends with you. Is it Illinois?
I could be wrong. I could be right, but I could also be wrong.
Colin, I want you to look me up and hit me up, like be friends with me on all the things.
On all the things. Yep. If I had a reason to go to certain states in the Midwest, I would look for things to do. Like, you know, I mean,
like your friend's wedding?
Yeah, like I never thought about like going to New Orleans ever, but it was like, oh hey, we're going for a wedding and let's see what there's to do. And then if there was a reason to go to any state, I'd go, oh, what's there to do? You know, if it was, I don't know if I had the opportunity. I don't know if I mean, I can think of some like touristy spots like Eastern State Penitentiary, just creepy shit like that. Like that would be rad. I just explore it on Google Earth.
There are two questions in here about creativity that I wanted to kind of touch on. One from Jessica McMullen. She asks, how did he get into leatherworking? And then the other one from Bella Mack. She asks, I would love to know how he feels about your jewelry and overall creativity. I've noticed that since you've been together, you've been more creative again. Yay! And I feel like he's helped you with that. Oh, I love that you guys have decided to open up a shop together. How did that come about? Super excited for you both. So the first part, how did I get into leatherworking? Well, I've been making bracelets and necklaces since like the late 90s. I love making stuff. I always have. And I saw some leather bracelets a few years ago that were being sold in a store, and I was like, I could do that. So I just got some simple leather stuff like from Michael's, but it wasn't, I don't know, it was a little on the cheaper side, and I wanted to kind of go further and learn more. So I used to work, let's just say I used to work at a very large chip manufacturing corporation, and really close to where I worked there was a leather shop, and I just popped in there one day. I got a whole bunch of supplies, big rolls of leather, and I started making like bracelets. I've done book covers, just like, oh geez, what else? I've made bags and all kinds of things, and I really like it because it's thick, it's sturdy, it doesn't feel chintzy, it doesn't feel like it's gonna like break or whatever. I love the smell of it. I love leather. And so what do I think about Annie's stuff? Before I even spoke to her, I ordered stuff off of her website. And because I just loved it so much. It was dark and creepy and really cool, and I loved all the things like, I don't know, spiders in the little capsules, or one of these here. Check this out. I don't know if you can see that, but it's number 28. Annie gave me that. Annie also made our matching same brain necklaces. Mm-hmm. And we have matching same brain leather bracelets that I made for the two of us before we were even officially like together. The whole, I don't know if you talked about how the whole same brain thing came about. We would say and think the same things so often. We'd be texting each other, and she'd be like, I was just thinking that, or I would say, I was just thinking that, no way.
Say things at the same time.
At the same time, text each other at the same time. And she was like, do we have the same brain? And I'm like, dude, that's a band name. We should be Same Brain. What's up, Portland? We're Same Brain, or whatever.
So Same Brain just became our thing.
Yeah, it was kind of a nickname, you know. We'd just be like, good night, Same Brain. Love you, Same Brain. I said, I tell you what, why don't you take your sketchbook and, without showing me, draw what you think Same Brain looks like to you, and I'll go draw it what it looks like to me, and then we'll get together on a movie night where we watch movies, and we'll both open our books at the same time. Well, when we opened our books, we had pretty much drawn the same thing.
Yeah.
Two skulls with heads like connected, and like a brain in the middle with lightning bolts.
I mean, that's kind of why, like, on our Instagrams, like our Same Brain Collective, and even just mine, like up in the top, there's like lightning bolts and brains and skulls. I mean, that's why those emojis, you know, they're not just, they have a purpose. They have a reason. That's why those emojis are everywhere.
And I'm totally ready to get that inked on my left arm. I want it. So yeah, so we just been calling each other Same Brain all the time, and that's, with this bracelet, I found these two little skulls and I glued them together. Yeah. So
that's why Same Brain Collective is Same Brain Collective.
That's true.
And
I love Annie's jewelry. I have just asked her to, you know, try to get her to make more of it, or get back into it. We could do, you know, fun things like that together.
And we did a show together. We're gonna do another one.
Yep.
And then we collaborate on stuff too. And that was something I never had before. My previous person that I was with didn't really care too much for my jewelry at all. And so a lot of people noticed that I kind of stopped doing it. I mean, yeah, I got a full-time job, but I just kind of quit. I remember like saying, like, how come everyone else, you know, encourages me to keep doing this, and everyone else likes what I do? And he would just go, well, they don't really know you. They don't know what you like. They're just doing that to be nice.
I love coming home at the end of the day, and we just, you know, there would be many times, and I gotta say that we haven't really been watching The Walking Dead. We have been watching Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Because Annie has seen all of it, and I haven't.
It was on like my bucket list of rewatching shows, but it's like rewatching it, it's like I don't remember half of it, so it's still a surprise.
Yeah. But the really fun thing is, after work, we'll come home and watch Breaking Bad, maybe eat a little something, and then we'll just, in the middle of it, we'll just be like, what do you want to do tonight? And there will be many times we'll be like, I feel crafty. I want to get out all of our stuff to make jewelry and just sit at the table, listen to music, and make stuff. There were parties that would happen at Annie's work that her brother would start, and he would say, oh, we're going to have a big dance party. And last Halloween, I wanted to make something out of leather. I made a costume out of leather, and that's really quiet once that thing is off. So made something out of leather. I made a complete handmade samurai costume with like leather plating. It took forever. Yeah. I'm very happy and proud to say that I won first prize from that, but I wanted to show up in that thing and look terrifying. I knew that Annie was gonna be there, and so I was like, oh, I really want to kind of impress her. And it wasn't just like, I'm doing this for Annie, but I did it because it was fun, and I did it because I enjoyed it. Would you mind if I answered one of these questions from Gravy Davy?
Oh, go for it.
He asks, have you ever been in a fight? I like that samurai costume because I've always kind of been influenced by I guess, Asian culture. When I grew up, I participated in a lot of self-defense classes, and so I kind of know my way around protecting myself, and I got a couple samurai swords as well, one of which I took to that party, and nobody really knew it was real. But yeah, I've participated in a lot of self-defense classes back in the day, and so I know quite a bit. I really haven't had the need to get in a real fist fight with anybody on the street, because most of the time I can talk my way out of it. And I've made it so that I don't need to get into a fist fight. But there have been times where people at Annie's establishment have wanted to try to get in after they had been drinking, and the guy who normally stands in front blocking the door is yours truly, with, of course, Annie behind me shouting at the guy going, fuck off, you cannot. She didn't say that, but like, she was just like, you can't come in. But I've never really had to get into a fight with anybody on the street. Most times people take one look at me, and, you know, if I've got my, you know, intense face on, most times they leave me alone. Although I will say that when I was in self-defense class, I was about 20 years old, and they put me up against a 40-year-old sparring, and he had some strength. He clocked me because I got 2 points on him. And he came around with his left and just cut me on the side of the eye. And when you initially get hit, it shakes you up a little bit. You're like, dude, what the fuck just happened? You know, he was kind of a little bit remorseful. I had to go to the hospital and get kind of stitched up a little bit. I think sparring is probably the only fight that I've probably been in, just because, like I said, nobody really wants to get up in my face, and I figure if anybody tries to get up in Annie's face, I am the first to protect her. I'm the first to stand right in front. I really liked our superhero party last year because I dressed up as Bane. I still have that costume. She dressed up as Hellboy, Hellgirl, and yeah, lots of guys just love to walk over and be like, hey, Hellboy, do you need an Abe Sapien at your side or whatever? And she's just like, no. And those guys be like, Bane's protecting you, huh? She's like, yeah. And then they just piss off. So yeah, I enjoy kind of standing in front and protecting Annie, and you know, not I don't enjoy getting in fights, because sometimes I'm kind of afraid of what the result might be, what might happen in the end. I kind of have to keep myself in check. But you've never gotten into a fight, have you?
No. I mean, I yelled at that guy. Yeah, but that's like a verbal fight, maybe. That
was awesome. Whiskey Warlock asks, what are your favorite movies or books? I've been talking a lot. I think I'll let you talk.
I mean, they get to hear me talk all the time. As far as books go, I've read a lot of comics. And if I were to pick a favorite comic, I mean, I like The Walking Dead, but I think definitely one of my favorites is Sweet Tooth. I really like Sweet Tooth. I like things that are kind of creepy and dark and maybe post-apocalyptic, and that's the genre that I like. I think movies, though, I don't know if I have this is my favorite movie. I mean, I like scary and creepy and eerie, and I like psychological thrillers. I like movies with twists, so M. Night movies are definitely my favorites. And
Audio Slave fan, yes, I do like Ash Williams from Evil Dead, Army of Darkness.
Yeah, because I got that giant poster. It used to be my brother's, but that's a giant.
Army of Darkness is hilarious. I love it. I got introduced to that movie, plus a lot of really other great movies from my friend Mike Sprague. Mike, we went to go see Pulp Fiction in the theater together. Like, he was like, dude, you gotta come see this movie, Tarantino, man. We were all like, what are you talking about? I like scary stuff. I've been a huge fan of like Tim Burton's stuff forever. It's like Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas and
Beetlejuice.
8th grade, like, I saw Beetlejuice on VHS tape, and I wanted to be like him. Somebody had written on my desk in 8th grade, "What's your name?" And I literally wrote back, "Well, I can't tell you, because then I'd be, you know, you go tell your friends, and then by the time I'd have to go to the mall and sign autographs and shit like that, and it makes my life a hell." And I just write all this stuff on this desk because I wanted to be just like Beetlejuice, you know. But yeah, I love Tim Burton stuff. I love all the Aliens movies, like the Alien, RoboCop, Predator, Terminator, all that shit. And I love Batman. It's probably like one of my favorite superheroes. Books, I have some Batman books. I'm really into comic books as well. I was given an entire library by my friend Julian. He gave me like every Game of Thrones book and I just haven't read them. It just takes so much time to read books. I mean, we watch TV, we make stuff. I guess we could just lay down in bed at night and like read and then fall asleep. But to be honest, there are other things that I would prefer to do in bed at the end of the day. I like some manga anime stuff, some of it, not all of it. I don't like the like just over the top emotional, like I don't know. I like the stuff that's a bit more serious. One of my favorites is Akira. I've seen Robot Carnival and Vampire Hunter D, stuff like that, like old school stuff from a long time ago. Akira is like one of my favorites because Akira has the number 28 tattooed on his hand, and that's my number 2. And Ghost in the Shell, I've loved that for a really long time.
Well, Tron, you like Tron.
I love Tron.
And Blade Runner.
Yes.
I like how I know what you like, and I'm like struggling to think about what I like.
Blade Runner is my all-time favorite. I like Johnny Walker Black just because of Blade Runner.
Oh, side note, when I was watching Paranormal Activity, when you were out in the garage, I'm watching, like, it was like I'm sure a lot of people in here have seen that movie, maybe, but there was a quiet part, and you're like waiting for something to happen. One of the action figures up there fell. Yeah. And it fell, and I heard it. I don't know, I looked to see what it was, but I don't know which one.
One of these days, we'll take the camera up there and we'll show you a bunch of action figures.
Yeah. But it was just like, okay, the silent part in the movie, and then the toy falls. And I'm like, and I'm alone.
It's Skeletor.
Was it?
Skeletor fell. Okay, so Annie got me all these Masters of the Universe toys for Christmas. It was for Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I got a piece of Healthy stuck in my throat.
I got a piece of Healthy.
So she got me all these Masters of the Universe guys. And just recently I took my son out for just a fun day, and I found Snake Mountain, like the whole play set of all the bad guys. So I put them up on this ledge, and it
looks cool.
Yeah, it looks super cool. I've got all these bad guys: Trapjaw, Merman, Beastman, Evelyn, Triclops, all these guys. But I know where I put Skeletor.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, I don't know which one fell. And nothing's fallen from there in a long time because you've secured it pretty well, or they've placed them very well.
I put sticky stuff on their feet.
Yeah, and so anyway, I just thought that was weird. But I like that's the kind of movies I like though, when they kind of make me a little jump. I don't like cheesy jump scares though.
Yeah, like, especially those ones at the end where they like show the whole movie, and it's like everything's calm and all wonderful at the end, and then jump scare. It's like really.
It's not that like I don't like it because it gets me. I don't like it because I think it's cheese. Like it just is cheesy, but. I mean, I like all the Insidious movies because they make you think there's going to be a jump scare, but then there's not.
Yeah.
So that's how they get you. You just think something's going to jump, and it doesn't. And then it jumps later.
Yeah.
But I love those movies.
Well, we've both loved the X-Files for like the longest time.
And Star Trek.
And Star Trek.
None of those are movies, but I mean, there are movies of them.
Yeah. But like we've...
And Star Wars.
Yeah, I think
I'm looking at our posters.
I think I've kind of gotten a little bit burnt out on Star Wars a little bit. I actually just saw the trailer for the teaser trailer for like the new episode 9, and I don't know. It looks interesting. The Rise of Skywalker, I think that's the name of it. So anyway, Star Wars is fun, but so yeah, we like a variety of just like either creepy or kind of sci-fi stuff or fantasy, just fun movies that are.
We like a lot of the same things. in similar genres, for sure.
So it's easy for us most times to just like pick out a movie. So what do you want to watch? Oh, we put this on the list. Like let's just watch that. Ellie, I think it's Elle or Ellie, just asks a lot of questions. What camera do you use to take pictures for your Instagram?
Okay, well, right now I use a Nikon D200, and then I use a micro lens. I pretty much use the micro lens for everything. I don't use the bigger lens ever. So everything's with a micro lens, even pictures of, well, and other than that, probably my iPhone. If it's of my face, it's my phone. But if it's of things, like my jewelry or sometimes other objects, it's either the Nikon D200 or my phone.
What are your favorite types of food?
Well...
Okay, hold on. What is the first, when I said food, what was the first thing that came to mind?
In my mind, it's cheese.
Cheese? For real?
Like, I mean, what would you think my favorite food is?
Well, not, I mean,
or foods. I mean, I can't pick one. I love food.
I was thinking about getting sushi today.
I love sushi.
Sushi's good.
I love sushi. For those of you who didn't know, I can't have gluten. It'll make me not feel great.
So that's what we do. We have a completely, even though I can digest it, we just have a completely gluten-free house, and everything that it's just safe because it's easier that way. What are you gonna do? Have like 2 fridges? Have 2 pantries? This is my food. That's your food. No, I just like it tastes fine, and it's probably better for me.
Yeah.
So I just, hey, if I'm out of the house and I want to have a little something that has gluten in it, I might. But still, for the most part, when we go out to eat, we most times get gluten-free together.
I love macaroni and cheese.
Oh yeah, she does.
Chips. I have a chip problem. It's bad.
We'll go to the grocery store and she just starts doing this. Oh god.
Like,
those chips. Maybe we could get some chips. Yep.
I have a chip problem, a
tea problem,
and an incense problem.
Yeah.
Occasionally a candle problem. But man, you just get me gluten-free chips and I'm like, oh, and I love hummus.
You don't bring her chocolate and flowers. You bring a bag of chips, probably some hummus, some incense, and some tea.
Yep.
And like that's it.
Yep. What's your favorite foods?
My favorite, I like sushi. I don't dig on pasta all that much because it just feels so heavy. Yeah. I do like meat though. I'm really appreciative of Jeff for letting us use his grill because I will barbecue. I will barbecue anytime. If it's raining, I don't give a shit. I'm out there barbecuing. And I just like chicken and shrimp and pork and steak and, you know, okay, so it's a lot of meat. I'm a carnivore. I like it. I like my protein, but I eat my vegetables as well. I have a very healthy portion of vegetables, and I don't just do pasta very much, except for pizza. Sometimes I get a hankering for pizza. I just really want it, and last night we got it. Like
pizza's like an occasional thing. Like I don't crave pizza all the time. I could eat sushi any day.
Yep.
Like any day. I could eat it every other day. You know, but with pizza, I'm like, it's like an occasional thing, maybe over a few months or so. Yeah.
Ha ha ha. What are your zodiac signs? I am a Virgo.
I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a horse man.
So I'm a virgin? No.
What does a Virgo look like?
I don't remember.
I think, doesn't mine have like an arrow thing?
I guess, yeah. My previous coworker Jen was really into horoscopes, and she would like read hers and mine every day. But like, I haven't even checked to see if Virgo and Sagittarius are compatible.
I haven't either. I was just thinking that. Ooh.
No way. So yeah, Virgo and Sagittarius.
But
maybe
even if like someone's website said you're not compatible, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't care. We proved them wrong. Like we're totally compatible. What does your boyfriend do for a living? I have been in the user experience field for quite a few years. That big corporation that I work for, I went to work for that place right after graduating from the Art Institute of Portland. I have degrees in graphic design, visual design, and I have a Bachelor of Science in Interactive Media and Web Design. So my forte is really kind of in front-end web programming, making websites. Mostly they've been done in like WordPress, but so I know front-end like HTML, CSS, plus Photoshop, Illustrator. So yeah, I work for, right now I don't work for that big corporation anymore. They like to hire in large numbers and they like to fire in large numbers. I didn't get fired. They tried to lay me off. They tried to lay me off, but then I went to work for another large corporation that they were tied to that dealt with computer security. And then that company, they said, we have no longer any need for your services. And there was a long period of time last year where I was out of work. And one of the things that made me realize, like, you know what? I know for a fact that Annie truly loves me for who I am, because, like, it was like we fell in love at the time that I didn't even really have a job. And I didn't have a way to provide, really. I wasn't even working, and she still chose me. And yeah, that just showed me that she loved me for who I am. But yeah, I work for a small company around the Portland area, and I continue to do user experience and user interface work for software, and then it pays the bills. It's kind of interesting. It sure keeps my mind engaged. What are your favorite activities to do together?
There's a lot, I feel.
Yeah. Well, making jewelry.
Making jewelry, being creative, watching movies, playing games.
Yeah.
We listen to music.
Go for walks.
Yeah, go for walks.
We
like to go to ground control in
Yes.
Portland and play games there sometimes together.
Ground control's a lot of fun.
I mean, we do a lot of things together, like everything together, pretty much.
We'll go places. We're probably gonna go do a little bit of shopping today. And probably, I was kind of thinking about getting sushi today.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. I recently got a Marshall amp and like a half stack, and I got a guitar, and there are just some times when I just go, I have the desire to make really loud noise, and I just get on it and I play for 10 minutes, and then I just, okay, I'm good. I love preparing food, listening to music, and shaking my ass in the kitchen.
Dancing together, we do dancing.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that you like the most about each other?
Oh, that's hard.
Who's the one thing?
What's the one thing? I don't know if there's one thing.
I've already listed so many things that I love about Annie. I love Annie's eyes. They're the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. Oh, I love your smile.
I love your smile.
We're gross.
We're so gross. We make people go black all the time.
Too many things about each other that we
I just love how I
appreciate.
feel safe all the time. I never felt safe before. It's just so nice where I can just sleep and know, like, if something happened, like when that picture fell in the other house in the hallway, you just jumped out of bed and you were ready to just fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if something ever happens, now I know you don't even, you just, what the fuck? You jump out of bed and you're gonna go destroy it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a picture in the hallway. And I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy keeping you safe. I like knowing that you're all right, and I like knowing that she's all right, and in how she thinks and how she feels too. Like if she wakes up and has like an icky feeling, or had a bad encounter with someone during the day, we talk about it, we get it out, and we move forward and try to feel better.
We help each other.
I don't know if there's any other questions that you guys have. I mean, please feel free to let us know.
Any ideas about other videos we should do?
Yeah, I think that we probably should do some exploring. We probably should like go find some creepy places and yeah.
I don't know. Ideas, like if people comment ideas on creepy things for us to talk about, or suggestions, because then, you know, that's why I like Q&As, because it's like, well, what do we talk about? Well, we'll just answer questions, and then it gets conversation going. And then same with other video ideas, even if there's more questions, or hey, tackle this topic in this video.
Yep, we can talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah, feel free to friend me, add me, whatever, if you can find me.
I mean, it doesn't help that I tag you in things on Instagram.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it's getting to be a little bit later in the day, and I think we've got some stuff to do, and I'm really looking forward to some sushi.
I am too. I'm starting to get hungry.
Yep. All right,
But
so
this
is a lot of fun, and we're gonna do this again. You think we should do it again?
Yeah. Do you think we should do it again? If I can even say that sentence right. Do
you think we should do this again? Perhaps. As he strokes his beard. I think we're gonna go.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.